As Coach along with comment, raise your hand, we'll get you a mic.
How's everybody doing today?
Good, Coach.
Well, we had a little better practice today. I thought the energy and enthusiasm was a little bit better. We've been a little sluggish for a couple days this week, and certainly needed to pick up the tempo, and it was really, the team did a better job of that today. I think, you know, as you look at college football and you see teams that get upset, you know, early in the season, it's probably because they don't have the proper respect, you know, for their opponent. And in this case, you know, this is a top 25 team a year ago, and no reason they won't be a top 25 team this year when it's all said and done. So I think our players need to understand that how you play in games like this, if things don't go well, that's basically what you get remembered by. They'll be asking you 20 years from now, how'd you guys lose that game? All right, so it's all about improvement. It's all about playing to a standard. It's all about challenging yourself to be the best that you can be, and that's something that we certainly want to emphasize and have emphasized with our players, and they seem to be responding fairly well. You know, we're excited to have a home opener in our stadium. I know our players are always excited to play in Bryant-Denny. We have great fans. It's a great atmosphere. But I think, you know, this is another one of those fastball teams that are going to go fast. They're going to Nike check and try to communicate plays at the line of scrimmage and give signals from the sidelines. And I really do think it's a huge advantage for our team if their offense has to work against noise and has to go on silent, and, you know, helps us know the snap count indicator. So I'll be harping about that, you know, all week long. So hopefully our fans will respond to that. You know, one thing off the subject of football, you know, September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and I just wanted to make mention that's something that's been close to our heart. You know, we had a speaker this summer, Danny Zoll, who was a baseball player at LSU, who actually shared that experience of suicide himself, and you know, really told the story to our team. And I think it was something that really affected our team. One of our walk-on players had his roommate suffer this, and that was something that hit pretty close to home with a lot of our players. So I think awareness of young people is something that's very, very important to maybe prevention in this, education in the schools. We've talked about this a lot, but this is something that we have been very supportive of. If you know someone who's lost a teenager, it's really a sad thing. So if we can do anything to prevent it, we'd certainly appreciate it, and appreciate your support. You know, a couple things, no new injuries to report. You know, Cam did do a few things in practice, but still questionable for the game. Raekwon Davis was cleared by the NCAA today, so he'll be eligible to participate this year if we choose to play him. And Shank's one-game suspension is up, and he'll be ready to play in this game as well.
We're going to start on the left side with Raider.
What were your impressions of the play of Tim Williams and Ryan Anderson in the first week, and how do you balance wanting to increase maybe their snaps with wanting to maintain their rate of productivity?
Well, you know, hopefully their productivity will go up with their number of snaps. You know, I thought Ryan played really well in the game. I thought Tim played well in the game, didn't have as many opportunities, but Ryan really played well in the game. He was pretty dominant. Got some pressures on the quarterback, but I think that it's important that, as I've talked before, especially on third down pass rushers, that they can be fresh on third down. So that means on the other downs in the game, we need to have other people who can play some of those downs, and you know, that's what we're going to try to do. And hopefully we can rotate enough guys in there that we can keep our guys fresh. Same thing with the defensive linemen. So I think it's important for all those guys that we create enough roles for players that we can keep those guys fresh throughout a game.
We'll go here with Tony.
Coach, you continued to say that the quarterback system's for now. Does Western Kentucky they seem to give up a lot of running yards to the quarterback last week? Does that kind of influence your decision at all for who you start?
You know, we start who's best for our team. who can do the best job for our team, who does the best job in practice this week. And, you know, we're pleased with the way both guys are progressing and what they've done this week. So, and I think we've got a plan that maybe is a little bit more tailored to the two guys that played last week.
We'll go in the back with Cecil.
Coach, just to follow up on Raekwon, could you comment on what sort of things he's been able to do in practice, how many reps you've gotten with the uncertainty, and what his status would be?
He's been able to practice the whole time. And we got him a lot of reps in fall camp. But you know, last week when we started game prep, we did not prep him, you know, with defense. He played on scout team. This week he got some reps. Today was the first day that we knew that he would be eligible, so he did rep some, you know, with the defense, and but he was also on the scout team. So, you know, we're doing everything we can to get him ready to play. I don't know if we can get him ready to play for this game, but certainly it's going to be a work in progress for us to try to get him ready to be able to play down the road and offer some depth in the defensive line.
Far side with Matt.
Coach, how much do you feel like Anthony Jennings has come along since last year, and what do you feel like some of his strengths are as a player?
I thought he did a nice job in the game. I think it was, you know, invaluable for him to get some playing time. We really feel like Anthony can be a really good player for us, and that's one of the guys that we want to try to play in there some for Tim and Ryan to help them out, and he did a good job last week. But, you know, he's a physical player, he's got good size, he can play at the point, and he's got some pass rush ability. So all those things are things that we can certainly use in regular downs and in nickel.
A couple more, Alex.
Talk about the two quarterbacks, how they've progressed, but as far as their leadership, how have you seen, since you've kind of dictated that they're going to be in charge of the offense, how have you seen them progress as leaders in the last week or so?
You know, I don't like the word dictate. You know, I'm not a dictator. You know, we make team decisions here. You know, everybody has input, and you know, we take all that input in, and then we make a decision. It's not a democracy, but not a dictatorship, just to be clear. So I think the team has responded well to both guys. And, you know, so I think we're excited about, you know, trying to develop a productive offensive team based on the skill set of the players that we have, which I think Lane has done a really good job of in the past, because we have different kind of quarterbacks now 2-3 years in a row with very little experience. So we're just going to keep on keeping on, and it'll be interesting to see how these guys continue to respond and play in the game.
Last one here with Michael.
Going back at the tape, look at the tape with Anthony Averett. How do you think he did in his first start at cornerback?
He did a good job in the game. You know, we worked this week on playing the ball a little bit better in the deep part of the field. He's got really good ball skills and good ball judgment, so there's no reason for him not to do that. I think guys get a little anxious, you know, in those situations, but you know, we had a couple other guys that could play the ball in the deep part of the field a little better too. So that's always a point of emphasis. You know, the big things in the secondary are, you know, can we judge the ball? Can we tackle well? And can we play man-to-man? So those are three things that, you know, we really focus on with our guys. And I thought he did a pretty good job in the man-to-man area. He did a good job of tackling. Just got to play the ball in the air a little bit better. And I would say that's true for, you know, all the guys.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.